So yeah, welcome back guys. Oh my gosh, I just got out of a really painful duel just like a couple minutes ago. And no, it's not because it was intense, although it sort of was. It's because I was holding my bladder like, guy, hurry up and make your move! Finally, I just gave up and had to go to the bathroom. Thankfully, he didn't quit out when I got back, but yeah. So anyway, oh, that's right, I already did. So yeah, bloody hate. What I wanted to do today, actually, I was debating between vampires or reptiles, and I decided to go ahead and do reptiles. And so here's what it is, pretty much. It was because, gosh, I don't even remember who it was, but he sent me an email. I assume it was a he. I can't remember what the name was, but he asked if I could do something with Vennominaga. Not necessarily make a deck profile, but give him some tips. And so I gave him some tips. Actually, the tips that I gave him, I don't follow in here, really. So that's because I was actually trying to work with it and use it. But it turns out that's not what you want to do. So first of all, what you want to do is make sure that you have, like, you know exactly how many reptiles are in your deck. Because when you activate Snake Rain, you want to be able to count how many reptiles are in your grave, and then be able to deduce from that how many are still left in your deck. Because there is one guy that I will talk about a little bit later that is extremely important and able to kill your opponent if he's got like a monster that can't be destroyed by battle. So the reason why this deck is actually quite cool is because if you get out Vennominaga, that's pretty well game. I mean, because she's unaffected by everything. I mean, technically she can't get over a marshmallow and whoop-de-freaking-do. That's the reason why I have this guy. When he's normal summon, change one defense position monster to a face-up attack. And also I've got Blackship of Corn. But I'm trying to get stuff, so if you have any suggestions about piercing damage material that I could put in here, I'm open to that. But pretty much the idea is to bring out Vennominaga as quickly as possible, but normally I don't get to do it until like my 5th or 6th turn in any particular case. So that kind of sucks, but at the same time, in order to make it consistent, you have to defend yourself, like Waboku, monsters. I mean, you can't just run straight up. Oh, and then also Reckless Greed to help you draw faster. You can't just run straight up spells to speed through this, because obviously you need reptiles, and you need a way to protect yourself if you're going to survive. So yeah, I run Upstart Goblin only because life points don't fucking matter. When I was dueling against Jarvis, I beat him because she had like 7,000 attack or something, but in the most recent duel, she only had like 4 or 5, and then eventually she reached like 6,000 or something. And I won because I got 3 Hyper Venom counters. Because the guy still had like 3,000 life left. But with 3 Hyper Venom counters, then the guy was screwed. So she's really good because she's one of the 6. There's either 6 or 7 instant wins. I think there are only 6. But regardless, yeah, she's really good. This deck's kind of fun to run. But yeah, so I've got Gustav Max just in case if I need to inflict an extra 2,000. Because you can actually summon 2 Vennominagas. I've never done it, but then again, I haven't been using this deck that long, but yeah, it's possible. So let me go ahead and jump into the duels, why don't I? Well, actually, before I jump into the duels, here's the 3-card combo. Snake Rain or something, anything to get Vennominon into the graveyard, along with some other reptiles, hopefully, so I've got hand destruction in case of he's in your hand. And then you want to activate Limit Reverse on your opponent's turn. Summon him, and then when it comes around to your turn, switch him to defense position, and that'll immediately destroy him. And then you activate Rise of the Snake Deity. Because he was destroyed by a card effect, then you can summon Vennominaga from either your hand or your deck. So yeah, it's usually from the deck. I don't like her in your hand, and if you do have her in your hand and you need to hand destruct, it's alright, because you do have one still lurking somewhere in your deck. So yeah. And also, Vennominon. Has anyone like ever said this guy's name in that commercial? Comes to mind, and I can't think of what it is. If you know it, please tell me. But it goes like do 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 Vennominon do 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 do. I mean, obviously they're not saying Vennominon, but that's what I always think of. I always think of that fucking commercial, and my roommate gets upset with me whenever I start singing it. But whatever, screw him. So yeah, replays. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh shit. So this one, the ones that were done today were the best ones. There's Jarvis. There's Jarvis. Ah, shit, I don't even... Oh, it's this one, I believe. Oh, God. Jeez, freaking noises. But yeah, so, I was testing out against Jarvis, right? And, so, pretty much the guy that I watched online who kind of was able to guide me in the right direction, because I was having some trouble with it, he would always, I swear to God, he would always top deck the 3 cards he needed. He would always get a Snake Rain, Rise of the Snake Deity, and a Limit Reverse. Oh, I'd say about 90% of the duels he showed, he got all 3 of them. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to send 4 snakes as well as Vennominon, because obviously I need Vennominon in the grave. And so I end up sending... I end up having it to where both of the Vennominons are in the grave, because that's the only place I really want them. If I draw into them, it's a dead draw, unless I've got like a hand destruction. So you might as well get them out of your deck. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. Then of course 1 Day of Peace, because that's always good. And then Pot of Duality is really good. Since this deck relies on traps to special summon and everything, Pot of Duality is just like freaking perfect, because you're not going to special summon on this turn. So go ahead and set a monster, even though I don't really need to. I kind of forgot about the whole 1 Day of Peace, but at least it allows me to add Worm... I can't even pronounce some of these words, or some of these worm names, but yeah. Okay, Yagan, yeah, that guy. So yeah, he's pretty good for what he does. So go ahead and activate another Snake Rain. So that way, when Vennominaga comes out on the field and hits Jarvis, she'll have a lot of attack, let's put it that way. So, yeah. And Reckless Greed is actually quite good. Go ahead and activate that, set that, activate that one. And then I've got, notice I've got the 2 cards that I need now to summon it. Limit Reverse, I'll activate on Jarvis's turn. Then my turn, I'll switch him to defense and activate Rise of the Snake Deity on my turn. So yeah. And then Reckless Greed, it doesn't really matter that I don't get a draw for 2 turns, because I've got another Reckless Greed face down. Go ahead, special summon Vennominon. Unfortunately, Jarvis is a retard and attacks anyway, because he's like, oh, you originally had 0 attack. I'm going to attack you. Oh, wow. Okay, good going, Jarvis. Dumbass. Anyway, so yeah, go ahead and summon Vennominaga. That's good. So she's at like 6,000 attack right now. Mirror Force. Oh, no. See, here's the thing. She is a freaking amazing, because she is unaffected at any point in time. Unaffected by spells and traps and monster effects. Spells, traps, and monster effects. Nothing. Dark Hole. Nothing. Compulse. Nothing. Fissure. Nothing. Creature Swap. Nothing. Big Eye. No! You can't do it! And actually, the next duel I'll show you, the guy tried to Big Eye me, and he's like, fuck! He tried doing the Red Dragon Archfiend, the Jewel, whatever thing. That didn't work. And also, the fact is, like, she can get such high attack so easily. Pretty well the only way to get over her is to attack with, like, Slifer or something. And remember, if she's got over 6,000 attack, how is Slifer... Because she can revive herself if she's destroyed by battle also, by removing from play 1 reptile monster in the grave. Plus, Hyper Venom counter, so that's always good. Inflict... Do that 3 times, and yeah, obviously Fissure doesn't work. Do that 3 times, and the Hyper Venom counter wins you the duel. And unfortunately, Jarvis is still quite a retard, but he doesn't attack at least, so that's somewhat better. But as you can clearly see, I would have eventually killed him, you know, because he could keep setting monsters, and I would keep knocking them down. But there's no spell, trap, or monster effect in the world that can take her down. The only way to take her down is by attack points, actually. I don't even think you get... Like, because as soon as she's destroyed by battle, she revives herself. So it's not even like she stays in the grave, and then you activate, like, Book of Life, and then remove her from play from the grave. She immediately revives herself, so that kind of sucks. And then this one, I believe. Yeah, this one was no good. I was using an alternate form of the deck, and it just... Yeah, same thing with this one. It just was not working out the way I wanted it to. So instead, I changed it up. And yeah, so this guy was running... he was running plants, which I don't know. I guess plants are alright. He had a pretty good setup for plants. I'm not going to criticize his deck, because there's nothing to criticize. He would have beaten me if I hadn't summoned Vennominaga when I did, so let's put it that way. This person right here is actually quite good, and you'll see what it does soon. So go ahead and add Waboku to my hand, and just let him do whatever he wants to do. So yeah, he goes ahead and, this is essentially a Foolish Burial for level 3 or lowers, plant types. So yeah, he can send Naturia Pineapple, he can send Dandelion, anything you want. So yeah. Pardon my coughing, it's fucking cold as shit in this room, and I don't know why. Freaking College Park keeps this place like ridiculously cold inside. But anyway, so yeah, he goes ahead and summons Splendid Rose, which doesn't do shit. Actually, Splendid Rose, funny story. Well, it's actually not that funny, and it's not even that interesting. But Splendid Rose was used by Akiza in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. It's like one of her good monsters. Her ace was obviously, where is it? Oh my gosh! Okay, there it is. Black Rose Dragon. I was about to say, how do you not run it in a plant deck? So yeah, he goes ahead and summons that again, and then he uses Mark of the Rose, which, oh god, Mark of the Rose is so good. But of course, you have to be running a plant deck, essentially. So he goes ahead and tributes my poor Maestroke for his Sakura. Or no, that's not even what it's called. Talaya, Princess of Cherry Blossoms. I guess Sakura is like Cherry Blossom or something in Japanese. Because I know that there's a song about a Sakura girl. Some techno song. So yeah, anyway. So my turn. I'm like, oh shit. So notice that I actually hand-destructed, well, a Vennominon, but also I hand-destructed a Vennominaga with no fear in my heart. You know why? Because I've got another one in my deck, so I don't have to worry about it. So I go ahead and ensure myself that I will survive this turn because I've got a Waboku. Wait, why isn't it? Is that not? Oh, Blue Rose Dragon is a dragon. That's why. I was like, why didn't her attack go up to 3100? Okay, yeah, so that's why. I actually got her in Judgment of the Light. She's not that good. She's good for a plant deck, but she's alright. So anyway, now this chick on the other hand, Fallen Angel of Roses. Holy shit, she's pretty goddamn good if you've got a nice field like this. So yeah, anyway, I can't really do anything, so go ahead and hand-destruct. Excuse me. And that is the hand. This is the hand that you fucking want right here. So I'm just going to play it in fast mode now because he's going to try to attack or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and summon Vennominon. Yeah, Vennominon. Anyway, so he can't destroy my battle, which is good. And now I'll switch it up. Activate that. Up. 3500. Up. Get raped, faggot. So there you go. Hypervenom counter number 1. And essentially all I need is 2 more, and then we'll see what happens. So I forget what. Oh right, he didn't realize. So he tried going into a Big Eye, right? And he's like, "Fuck! I'm so stupid." And then I'm like, "Okay, I'll go ahead and attack Sakura, since she's obviously easier to power up than Big Eye." And then while I was using the bathroom, he did something that I didn't know what was going on. Okay, so yeah, he So he tried activating its effect, I believe. I can't even remember what just happened. I know he switched that to defense mode because I think he was trying to activate that effect. I don't know. All I know is when I got back, I was like, okay, bitch, you're about to get raped. So I hit him for a 3rd Hyper Venom counter and I win. Victory by the effect of Vennominaga. So there you go. It was very, very frustrating and hard to make this deck competitive. And it's still not technically competitive. But it wins, let's put it that way. I'm not going to say that you win 50% of your duels or 100% or anything in between 0 and 100 because I have no freaking idea. I just wanted to show you an example duel. If you want to run it, I'll be more than happy to show you what the deck looks like one last time. But I'm moving on to different things. I'm not going to say bigger and better because I'm going to move on to the Ubel deck. And I don't know what the Ubel deck is going to run like. So yeah, anyway. So if you run into a monster that can't be destroyed by battle like I did, let me think, what was it? I ran into 2 5-headed dragons, right? And he switched both of them to defense mode because Vennominaga had 7,000 attack. And I couldn't destroy them by battle. So instead, what you can do is Blackship of Corn, or 2 Vennominagas and inflict 2,000 damage to finish off your opponent. Because you only had like 1,000 damage or 1,000 life points left. So, or you can summon if you've got 2 Vennominons that you can bring out, then just do Felgrand, the Divine Dragon Knight. Negate the effect to not be destroyed by battle, pretty much. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And gosh, what is the time at? Only 15 minutes. Wow, you people better be happy that I'm doing short videos, because I'm not very good at doing short videos. So yeah. Alright, so next time I'll try to bring you a Yubel looking deck. Either that or updated vampires, depending on which one comes first. Probably updated vampires, to be honest, because Yubel's going to take a little time to adjust, tweak, make it good. So yeah. Alright, thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you all later, and see ya.
So I work at a children's hospital. I'm sure some people would quit after winning the lottery, but I hope I'm not being too forward, but I feel this real connection to you. Real connection to you.
Diet cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper.
Phenomena. Phenomena. Phenomena.
Introducing new Diet Cherry Vanilla Dr. Pepper. Tastes so good, you'll get lost in it.